Josh from SIRUS here. Just thought I'd go over some stuff that we had on the table. We mentioned that we would do in the last couple of videos, and it's been a while since we made a video, so I thought we'd go through some things. The t-shirts are done and actually almost sold out, so check that out. The design is a little different to what we initially kind of held up to the camera, and we were waving some guy with a mohawk and pipes coming out of his face and whatever, but we chose something a little less cheesy, a little more cool, sort of inspired by the original Metropolis posters and that sort of thing, with a kind of, yeah, a bit of a tie-in to Broken Hearts Corporate Minds. And so they're nearly sold out. I should probably show you a picture of what they look like. Let's see, what else? Okay, so we didn't get to circuit bend the speak and spell because the speak and spell broke before we could do that. Before we could break it, it broke. I came home one day to it making really strange demonic noises, which was kind of cool. I think I've got a video somewhere. If I can put that into this video, I'll do that. We did end up using the dark energy quite a bit more than I expected on this coming album. It's really, really cool, but it's subtle. It's a lot more subtle than I thought it would be. But it's, yeah, it's icing on the cake. It's really quite amazing. But I've got some more gear since then, but yeah, boring stuff. Except for maybe this thing. Roland VT3. This thing is amazing. This thing is really cool. It's a voice effects box that models a lot of the older Roland hardware that was a lot more expensive at the time, and it sounds really legitimately like that hardware as well, so really cool. But yeah, that's being used a little bit as well. I work mostly with software vocoders, and actually I'd like to talk a little bit about software vocoders. Pretty much all the crazy bass sounds that I make, I use a vocoder or I use resampling. It's very rare for me to use synths alone to create the more crazy bass sounds that we make. It's actually quite difficult to get the kind of strange bubbling movement that you can get with resampling and things out of a synth by itself. So we don't really do that. A lot of the tracks feature multiple bass synths. So there's definitely some sort of raw, just programmed synth action in there, but then there's some resampled stuff as well, where we basically take a sound and we layer that and take another sound, put that on top, and then sample that, and then put that in something else, and then reverse that, and you know, so it's only usually good for a couple of little stabs, little hits here and there, but yeah, I find that, again, it's a bit limiting. So for people that have asked, vocoders are amazing. Put a weird sound in one end into the modulator, put another weird sound into the carrier, and just go nuts. And for anyone that's actually into EDM and you know, dance music for the last few years, this is absolutely no surprise to anyone. But some of the EBM guys have been asking me how to do it. So there's your answer. Is just put crazy shit into one end of the vocoder and then another in the other part, and just I can do some tutorials, but it's really not that hard once you start messing about with a good vocoder. I mean, a good vocoder, you need to have lots of options. Should be another video coming up soon based around all the new kind of live stuff that we're doing, a smaller setup for overseas touring and stuff like that. I do a lot of stuff that never makes it to video, never even makes it into music, really, that's related to weird sounds and making strange noises. And I'm just really sorry that I haven't kind of made more videos about them, because they're really cool, and I think the reason why I don't make videos about them is because when the inspiration strikes me, I'm just like, oh, let's do that, and let's do this, and forget the camera, let's just make the sounds, and I don't really have time to put something together or turn on the camera and film it. But I'm gonna try to endeavor to do that more often, okay? Because it's definitely worth looking at, and I think it'll be good. We make a lot of sounds with software VST synths and all of this stuff, and that's I'm very vocal about how much I like software as opposed to hardware for a lot of stuff. So people get the idea that software is what makes a lot of the sounds in SIRUS, but it's there's a good deal of it that's sampled from God knows what, and I think people just can't tell because it's so well, so well integrated, into the music, and some stuff is buried and some stuff is quite up front. But yeah, like a lot of it, even though we don't use that much hardware, a lot of it is very non-traditional. But anyway, I can't really go, it's better that I show you, so I'll try to make some more videos. Do you know how much stuff? I do a lot of shit. I do a lot of stuff.